君と待ち続けた季節は何も言わず通り過ぎた雨はこの街に降り注ぐ少しのリグレットと罪を包み込んで泣かないことを誓ったまま時は過ぎ痛む心に気がつかずに僕は一人になった記憶の中でずっと二人は生きてゆける君の声が今も胸に響くよそれは愛がさまよう限り君は少し泣いたあの時見えなかった
How's it going? Hi, Geese. Hi, Demon. So I guess Demon's lurking. Why my controller wasn't working there for a second. But it's working now.
This place is rather gloomy.
So we're going through here. I think there's a
Why don't you
mid-boss,
lighten the
like,
mood for
right
us
up
while we're
here.
here, then?
Yeah, there's definitely a mid-boss or boss right up here.
I'll see what I can do.
We're on our way to find a starship. Which seems really weird with the game's theme, but it actually makes sense with the game's story, so we'll go with it. Oop, what are we fighting here? Hey! The way that thing moves reminds me of that one fire elemental from the beginning of the game.
What the hell is that thing? Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy.
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on. Let's go! This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone!
Yeah, that's the same moveset as that,
Suddenly turning
Can't
tail
even
doesn't seem so
focus.
ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even
I
have
can't
to
even
ask?
attack.
Of course I'm scared.
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Zoogle? Take care of them while keeping an eye on it. I'm all stuck up now.
Rising Wyvern! No escape! Big Blast! Burn in hell!
By the power of fear.
Take it! Ha!
Get on
Strike.
there with the others.
Luna Rongo!
Mega Ripple.
Let's tear him up!
Wind Astral Energy.
Keep him on a roll now!
Come one, come all!
Armor won't save you!
Luna Rongo!
Storm. Close flight. Reload.
All finishes
Enter
here and
storm!
now!
Thunder Field. Moon Blast. I'm all out of it. Our damn water.
Take this!
Swordblade Alpha!
Eagle Fly! easily defeat them.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Come on now.
Lightning orb!
Ignite!
Raging cascade! Here!
You're mine!
Fred!
Lunar Rhino!
Do the win!
One down.
Ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There!
My turn!
Got firmament render!
Now you see what I can do.
Azure Storm!
Squall!
Crumble.
By the power of Squall! Here comes!
I'm on a roll now.
Azure Storm!
Here's a healer light! Illuminate! Holy Land!
Azure Storm!
Two.
Magic is there!
Leave the torches to me.
The flame inside is yours to be let free! You're mine!
By the power of water!
Not today!
Knock that out. Come on. Come on. That thing's down. You're right into a boss fight. Wow, we left off at a really nice location last time, huh? Now we can't attack again. It's a scripted fight. Okay. Just gonna have us fight arenas.
Have to keep fighting.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here,
Not
let me
yet!
help.
Azure Storm! Inside me, yours to be let
This is
free!
it! In here!
Not yet! Pain. Great. Azure Storm! Now! Azure Storm!
Holy Land!
Okay.
Here, let me help. First aid!
All good things come to an end.
Next, what's our
Reinforcements incoming.
Not a problem. Illumination, don't mind if I do. No more playing nice. Here I come. Lunar corruption.
Hey! I can carve through armor.
Power of water. Lightning condemned.
I'm just getting started. Swallow dance!
Illumination. I never miss. It looks like you got this one covered.
I'm not done!
I
Azure
will heal you all. Confiscated. Right.
What's this?
Sword Rain Alpha!
Healing circle. What would I do without you? Thanks for the healing.
Oh, that one set off a fire ring.
You too. They're all coming after me.
I'm coming, Redwell.
I'm not scared.
Now you see
I'm
what I can
totally
do.
fine.
Azure Storm!
Let me help. Holy Land.
Here on the Swallow Dance!
Light action. Illuminate the dark. Close one. The flame confiscated.
Try harder! My turn!
Time for one more.
Azure Storm!
Healing circle.
Now! Bonus wheeling!
Take it down.
Azure Storm!
Magic is there. Here. Freeze.
You're mine! I'm not done!
Will this help?
I'm just getting started.
Confiscated.
Healing circle!
I owe you, Sion. Healing. This
There we
ends
go.
now.
Another one down. Followed up with these.
Pieces!
Azure Storm!
If it's in the sky, it's
Pick
mine.
this! Not today! Azure Storm!
Not on my watch.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Sion, not more!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! See that? That training's paying off! Azure Storm!
Eagle assault!
I'm not done!
Now,
Will this help?
Sword Rain Alpha!
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Healing circle confiscated. Thanks so much.
Azure Stick!
Lightning again.
Azure Storm!
I can do this all day.
Now!
Will this help?
The flame inside me, yours to be let free!
What would I do without you? It's about to strike.
Look sharp, everyone!
I can't lose. Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe.
I owe you one.
how are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it.
Elfin!
Watch and learn. That's enough!
Oh, I'm just gonna absorb it. Yes, that's a great idea.
Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least
Are we
we're
gonna
not
have to
out
go
of the
fight
way.
the other 3
Keep moving
first?
forward now. Let's go.
What can we get? Increase that. What was this? Increased evasion distance. Let's finish that one up. Since it's so close. We have here that's actually useful. Hi, Owlet. How's it going? Increase your AG recovery. And for you, finish up that.
With this, I can become even stronger.
A certain door in Calaglia? Owl hats. No, we don't allow owl hats here.
Hey, is that it over there? Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown.
That is not what I expected you to say, but okay. Alright, what are we looking at for inventory? We're out of apple gel. We don't really need apple gel. Little bit of that.
I'm impressed how well balanced this thing is.
We got here. Spaceship! Look at that. And nobody noticed it was there. It's invisible.
Alvin?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
Nope. Dolan's leaving without us.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alvin.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
We gotta go to the other world and find all the owls there. Because we're still missing owls. Just not on this planet.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave. We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
Yes, bunny ears. Over here. Hard to believe this place is within the boundaries of Calaglia. Can we go fishing here? I don't know about you, but this looks like a perfect fishing spot.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
There's an owl with bunny ears.
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegus? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And
Yes,
a
there's an
little
owl with
shocked,
bunny ears.
too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegus.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both
You're
Lenegus and the
neither.
Renan homeworld
You missed it,
leave Dana
Owlet.
alone.
Last time we did we were
I don't
listening
think we'll be
in,
able to
and it did a
avoid a
funny.
fight.
They were talking about the owl.
Is there no way we
And
can talk them into leaving
Apparently,
us alone?
depending on which area the owl grows up, it changes colors.
The people
And so
of
Law
Lenegus?
said that
Sure.
the owl
I
would
mean,
become a rainbow
we found a way to
owlet.
make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegus who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who...
No,
fired
the owl
that
got
roach
mad
down on
about
Dana.
it.
What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegus. And wherever
Yeah,
she
Law
is,
started
we
talking
should
about
find
how
where
one
Assault
wing
to.
would be red, another one would be blue,
That's
another
right.
one would be
If we
purple.
can take it back, then Shion can finally get rid of her thorns. Shion? Huh?
Yeah.
At least thorns give you personal space, right? Hi, Techno. Owlet was talking about you earlier. Oh no.
Where? Shion?
You were talking about viewer choice. Oh
Where
no.
did Shion go? How could she just go off on her own?
Hey, I think I know where Shion went also. I wonder where Shion went. Like, I can't tell you where Shion went. I can't see Shion anywhere. Owlet, where did Shion go? Wait, maybe she's behind that tree over there. Must be the correct thing to hit the cutscene.
Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again.
Move or I'll shoot.
No, not the healer.
Then go ahead and shoot me!
It's because of the owl hats, yeah. You see, ever since we got the owl hats, Shion's been a little bit distant. She keeps... Oh, we woke everyone out, so...
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Rolron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shion. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself...
Sadly for Owlet, I put a flaming
I know
hot
it's not.
Doritos in my popcorn bag.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
Yeah, great techno popcorn.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
Hi, welcome to the
pointless.
stream of cutscenes.
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then
Bye, Owlet.
that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renaissance on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
but It's way too much! When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shion!
Elvin?
Only living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Elvin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen! We can fight this! We'll fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shion, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
Oh, now there's 2 Hoodles.
Me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of
Are we
what's
gonna get a
unfolding.
3rd theme?
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shion. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys. You're all so stubborn.
Ooh.
Thank you.
I probably should have been tracking the time of these cutscenes, because I know some of these cutscenes can get quite long. I think this one's been going for like 10 minutes now.
Right now. In a little while longer. I
Yes,
just
if you're on
wanna
YouTube,
hold
you could
on to
probably
this
check.
today.
Twitch probably can't, though.
And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
Now we can fly spaceship into space.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes.
I gotta go
want to
kidnap the
believe her.
space owls.
Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand.
So will
Even
the
Shion
thorns be able to
doesn't seem to know
expand through
exactly what
space,
will
or if we
happen
go
to
and
bring it
ditch
all
the
about.
thorns,
We
I'm
have so many
letting it
pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues. Yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelegion. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere
Don't
within
worry,
Lennox.
Owlet. If
As
you
for
die
what
up
the
there, it's
final
because you
picture
forgot
will
to
look
bring
like,
your spacesuit.
who
It's
can
not
say?
my fault.
I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
By the way, we're not providing you with one. You have to make one yourself.
Right.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from the...
Oh, that?
Compared to what Shion's going through, still. Even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing.
Yeah, very...
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved...
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to... Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we...
You can say that again. It may be
Yeah,
normal
but it gives
for
her a
us,
really
but that
powerful
doesn't
sense
make it
of
any less
personal
special or important
space.
for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world...
Agreed.
Because, Owlet, it's an RPG.
Can't sleep?
After everything we...
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating...
Yeah, it's the owls.
she
Every
just
time
kept quiet and
someone
didn't say
drifts off,
anything.
the owls jump up and down and go,
I
hoo hoo.
thought she was keeping her distance because of her
And then the
thorns.
owls take naps.
That it was because she didn't want to hurt
2-hour
anybody by getting
naps
too
while
close.
we're fighting.
I
But then in
just
the middle of the
figured
night,
that
they're
that
just
was
sitting
the
on
type of
everyone's head,
person she was,
keeping
you know?
awake, going hoo hoo
But
hoo.
it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say...
I know.
She was so alone this entire time.
I'm sure it made her...
You...
Yeah, I do. You were a good friend to...
Yeah, when you think about it, but over time, we've all found... No, I mean, I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
Was it the door frame this time? Or is it a different thing? Oh, breathing.
Did you know?
You mean about Shion?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest... It's like a completely different world was spinning around.
You and me both. I mean,
You? But you're the one always looking...
that's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her. No matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shion, the world...
I know. No lone...
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd...
Zephyr, don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your...
I guess he couldn't say...
Law.
Sorry. I guess we'll need all our... I'll probably end up worrying again at some point.
Yeah, Hey, you doing all right?
No, why would you think she's doing alright?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No.
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that.
Is it bad that the medic thinks that
wanna
she's
die
not
and lose
caring
you all.
everyone when the
But I
medic
also
is?
didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Let's be entirely honest, the medic's a very important role.
Shion.
But then, I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt,
Oh no, the
and
medic's
hearing what you
dead!
all had to
Oh
say.
well, we got a second one.
I finally understood that.
Sorry, Dohalim, we have to pull you out to heal the other medic.
Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore.
I don't prefer to have two medics out. I
I've met
prefer
too
to
many
have
people
3
along the way
DPS
who
and
I
a
truly
medic,
care
but
about
I
to
can
give in
go
now.
2 DPS and a medic.
So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, but I swear I'll...
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia?
Yeah.
Everyone... well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Space! Gotta go to space. 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 Well, what was the Space Corps line? Hey Papa, guess what? What, son?
Well, it's the moment of truth.
Gotta go to space.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
All nights.
It means owl in the ancient tongue.
No,
Literally,
no,
the one
no,
drawn to the skies.
No, no. Why, Rinma? Why?
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but, well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Oh, what? This is your fault.
Okay, people. We have two goals.
This is your
First, we
fault.
need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way
now
to
the
save her.
spaceship is named
Sound
after
good?
you.
All right, then let's go.
How's it not your fault? It's always your fault when something related to an owl happens. I mean, you're not wrong, but you got the owl hats. Wait, did I just hear the motive I thought I just heard?
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into
Is
perspective.
this Back to the Future I hear in the
Kinda makes
background?
the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
I hear the leap motive from Back to the Future.
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Shouldn't we have
Good
done
idea.
that before
The
leaving?
starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there.
Shouldn't we know where the bathroom is
Think you'll be
before
all
we
right with the
left Earth?
controls?
Because if there wasn't a bathroom, we'd be in trouble.
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
Is something wrong?
No.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis?
I am as prone to sentimentality. You too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no, doesn't that
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. But I can't keep running forever.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I would come back and speak to me when you
You're flying the ship
I'll
too?
be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What?
Let's just say I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole
what?
life. For as long as I can remember. They called it treatment. But in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean...
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the day in and day out. Every single day, one test. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. Some existence, huh? I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did. I started to have nightmares. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Sure, I survived, but that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If
I'm sorry.
No,
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live.
are you crazy?
That's exactly... Why should you have to give up your life? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery. As if some of us were just meant to be This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. If we're doing this to protect...
A world free of sacrifice.
Not just me. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. Now I see it.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danon victory over Rena can't be the end.
You bet we can pull it off.
Yeah, we can do this.
Touch. Touch. Hey, look, no thorns. Touch. Touch. No thorns. Okay, let me go find the bathroom. I guess maybe we should talk to these two first. Hi.
Hey, Alvin, listen to this!
Hey!
What's got
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about
Hey! I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do.
Well, maybe you're the one with the...
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology.
Oh, that's a good point.
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitch...
Suddenly this game that before was just... Wait, what is this? What's this? This game that was about a medieval group of people in a fantasy world. Oh, cryogenic
You
freezing
okay?
chambers.
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride.
Glad to hear it. That device there,
I was just wondering what it is.
it's a healing pod. It
Oh, you don't say. That should definitely come. Alphen?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, Naori laid me inside.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean... you...
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you...
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without Alphen. Can you recall back to what it is that I said?
Of course.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly.
I
But
guess.
the coexistence we're fighting for, the world's bigger than just men and sea. If I've learned anything, and the one,
Well, we're not out of this forest just...
I know.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead.
Let's go into the cryogenic freezing pod. Yes. Let's just freeze ourselves in time for a little bit.
Is everyone about ready?
Before we do that, just what exactly
Kisara has a point.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right,
It's a
complete
city.
with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, as a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Danon. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society. No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Like,
Jeez.
Wait a second.
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts, as if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure.
So this red woman,
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply in. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis.
If the Renis Alma is being used to
That red woman's got a lot to answer.
Oh, what's this?
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy.
If there are clues about your thorns up...
Oh, now we're crashing. The landing gear don't work. They rusted. Unauthorized personnel detected. No, no. They don't have security?
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegus's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
Oh, most definitely.
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have.
So now what? And if we're lucky, the Ren.
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That's
Forbidden?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegus would.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in this. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble.
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out.
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance.
Shion's right.
All right.
Okay, we're just gonna... Let's just walk into...
Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renans. A capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
More
Thinking
dialogue.
about what could be lurking out here.
For such a loudmouth.
Oh,
Would you two children...
So how many Renin...
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machine.
There's Zoogles out here too, huh?
Even in space, there's wild animals wandering around. Okay, we gotta keep our eye out. There's owls here. We just gotta listen to whoo, whoo. What's going on? Something attacked? Looks like someone beat us to the punch.
What in the world?
this being Renin territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegus changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior, too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
They do it
I
anyway.
would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Who is this?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people?
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And... take...
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's...
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world.
We need more information.
While we're at it, we can ask them about...
And don't forget about finding...
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of
Good idea.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis
Right. The Danans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
What could be so important? It's just...
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral...
But why do all this?
Whatever their purpose.
He's right.
This Forbidden Zone might be...
You heard him.
An afterthought. What's that?
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even...
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence. But then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have taken...
Ordinarily, yeah. Trust me. As far as we were concerned, Lenegis it makes you wonder whether the city was just built on...
Sorry.
This place...
Yeah.
I didn't hear a hoot, which means we shouldn't have to worry too much. But we can heal some people around.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. The
Ooh.
Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Controller, did you just die?
Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed.
What in the world?
The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
I think my battery is just loose. I'll have to check that out because that's a healing spot. What's over here? Mind if I take these? Probably because the radio tower went down. That's why I can't reach anyone. I mean, the thing is, there's not supposed to be. Ooh, fancy parfait. I think I have a secondary battery. That battery's not charging for some reason. Actually, finding that battery is going to be the hard part. No. I have a second battery for this. Where is it? Here we go. What's plug in the backup remote. There you go. That's it. One minute. 1 minute. Correction. Oy. Improved healing arts. Bet.
I wonder just how many people have been saved by Shion in some form. I'm impressed.
There's rumors flying around about people being saved by a Renin vision of beauty.
Vision of beauty? That's a bit much.
Alphen had better stay on it.
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time. Is everything okay?
Hmm? Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd...
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least.
Probably goes to the forbidden section.
I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan.
Oh, why yes.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information.
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the...
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here.
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth.
Given everything that's happened to their city?
Yeah, that one guy even said Zoogle had stopped listening to him.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the
Yeah.
Sovereign's will. It's the way people have... Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To that...
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure.
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena... Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? But Sovereign is also the title given to the Almighty...
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has... As for how Volron factors into all this...
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, 300 years later, we crossed paths with Vol... That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made Sovereign for the same reason?
I can't say for sure, but it's certain...
But that would mean that 2 Sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Haros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be...
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and... The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma.
There's something else the ceremony needs.
Questions, questions, and yet more.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as...
Then it's decided.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the... Let's go find... I didn't
And yet, weirdly, none...
It is the way things have always...
Unquestioning...
Even so, I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth.
More to the point,
What if she's not here?
It's still too...
For all we know.
With
Oops.
nobody left to run the show. I mean, there's sovereigns up on the...
But Dohalim was a little...
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society...
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis and Balsif. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing.
Well, yeah, why would... To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But see...
It feels strange to imagine the lords living.
Yeah.
If you're that curious about them, every lord in their household has their share. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana.
Tell me, Doha.
And what skill would...
You know, when you're talking to people around town.
I'm afraid
I do. Look imposing and speak in a deep...
I would never stoop to such scandalous...
So there is a...
Now you've got me cured.
Let's see.
If you've a bone to pick with me...
What? They look...
Hey! I can barely understand a word they're saying.
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously.
Let's go find out about these other lords, huh? Lord Balsa had a different name. Wolsey Teldilly. If people consider him to be a giant brute, but believe me, I realize he can be an aggressive man. What those people don't realize is how much he looks after the members of his house. It's fair to say the house Teldillies doesn't enjoy much esteem. For those of us who serve it, we will be the first ones. Yeah. But His Excellency always stands up for anyone who would mean to harm us. His efforts in the crown contest aren't the only one for his family, but to improve the house standing in every member.
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
Okay. I was planning to publish my extensive writings on the subject through this very terminal, but since the lines appear to be cut due to the recent, I have been unable to upload them. How about I read them aloud? There exists music is his passion. Hey, I think I already know this guy.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
Well, I never... To think that they would try to tear me away from House Valkyries. Huh? What do you want? Don't tell me you work for Lord Dohalim, or that dreadful Lord... I hate that person. Okay. Family that has served House Valkyries. Yes, indeed. Ganon Bell. Oh, that guy was... annoying. Behind the scenes, he might emerge. And it says, though I won't deny he can be strict, he puts Rena's interests in front of everything else. Why he advocates rather than staying confined to London, I guess we should expand to Dana. That way we will master both worlds and overturn current minority status. Yeah, you want to do an alien invasion, got it. Oh no, I killed this guy's son.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
Is someone back here? No. Okay. Wait, is there something... That usually means map action, but I think that's the ship. We can probably go back that way. Kind of hidden item. I'm looking for hidden items. Move forward.
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed, the effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
Oh, you can call it out. Interesting. Who do you support?
Pardon me.
This area falls under the jurisdiction of House Gainers. You must, Oh. How in the history of London gets only a few... Yeah, that person was evil. You know what they did? They committed mass murder. This might be...
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
I'll check over here. Okay, you say so.
Ridiculous.
Hello, somehow. I was just reading about Volaron. Can you help you? I was always an ardent supporter of Lord Erwagil Hildreth myself. Were not for a sudden death down on the surface, I likely would still be. In my eyes, Lord Erwagil is the true Water Lord. I don't believe for a second that he perished in some accident, as I say. As for how Volaron runs Gareth Harrows, don't get me started. I heard he enslaves not only Danans, but also his fellow Renans. We may live in a society where the victor goes the spoils, but his actions go against what we stand for. Besides, just what sort of family line is his house anyways. I've never heard of it until he came along, which means they must be among the lowest dregs of society. None of it makes any sense, not to mention all of the upheaval around here of late.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Harros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of...
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in this, but their loyalty to their people is also strong.
That's what makes them the guardians of all.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we...
So, Alphen, have you...
Yeah. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to... But at the same time, they weren't in... So I guess...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, even if they did terrible things?
Renwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danon doesn't make you a good person. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely...
And I'm going to keep doing my best.
Someone has to have got a skill point from... No? Hey, I can still go to the Owl Forest. Okay. On the characters we use, we're actually getting fairly close. Two more titles for him. 3 more titles for her. 2 for her. 2. 4. And these... That one... Oh, he's got... Oh, she's only got 5 she's missing. Okay. Just... What do we got here? Grape gel. Is that new? No, it's not.
There's something
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned. In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it...
Yeah, that...
So...
Hanfricht Milgras, the former lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfricht whatchamacall...
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually...
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that...
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never...
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies.
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown con... In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they?
You and me both. Though we are Renin by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us...
No use standing around here...
Gotta be something else here. It's too big to just have nothing. Like, there's no way they'd make it this big and then put nothing at all. What's that? Maybe something later happens. Cool.
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the I was...
But why are you here? Wait, don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Whoops.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Uh-oh.
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me.
Where am I? Oh, okay. So when I walked over here, hit the loading zone for the cutscene, and it teleported me over here. Okay. Like they're maybe fighting this next area, finally. Something tells me the Renans won't like it if I free them. Tofu. I found tofu.
place is beautiful.
Yeah, it must be.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnagan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, in a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that,
Today's
Tarnagan
cutscene
and I
day.
became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait. Don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less. She would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Oh. There goes the owls.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right. Alphen,
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
What do we got here? Oh, I can't get rid of any because if I get rid of them... Oh, I can get rid of armor though. The higher selling ones. That is a giant gun. Okay, we don't need to get these guys upgraded because we...
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
As long as we can get a high yield from them, we should be good. Don't think we need to rest quite yet. Continue.
Damn it. Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Ho! I am Lord Dohalim of Elder Menencia. I command you.
Threats to the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one.
That spot.
Rising Wyvern!
Thousand Gales, here!
Alpha! Burn it up! Demon Fang! Soaring Alpha!
In an instant!
Yep, you're down.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Fire support! Rising Phoenix! You're mine! Rising Order! Release! Eagle Side! Burn in hell! Support!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens.
Yeah, they weren't big
They weren't in the least bit fake.
Indeed. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few...
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soul.
I've never seen anything...
Maybe someone doesn't want us here.
What with the red woman,
Okay, I see the route.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out. Take this. Rolling
Raging Star! Hope this works!
Do you require a help?
These ones can run rings around us!
First strike. Hurricane. Enough done. I can carve through armor. Can't get out of this. Do it. Chisora.
You're dead. Next one.
In an instant! Impact Cross!
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
What is this?
No choice! Rising Light! Burn!
That frickin' does it!
I never miss!
Rising Light! Try harder! Not a chance! Stardust!
Healing circle!
I owe you one! Stardust! Rising Light!
Away! More to the stockpile!
Rising Light! Rising Phoenix!
Terrific tear!
Blended Flash! Try harder! Demon Pact! It's on!
Finish you here
Explosive Ray! Sword Ring Alpha! Try this!
Here goes! Illumination!
Is this it?
Don't leave me!
I just pulled a stupid.
I can carve through armor!
Shining Supernova!
Sword Ring Alpha!
This one!
Rising
In the
Wyvern!
sky, it's
Rising
mine!
Phoenix!
Gales, carry it
I'm
down!
not done!
Here, let me help!
This one keeps charging her!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it!
Sleep now!
I'll leave it to you!
I'll be saving that one!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Eagle Side! This has got your name on them! Whirlwind Snap! That is spot!
Reload! Oh, I'm out of ammo!
Killer!
Card!
Flaming
Circle!
Crying Light Spear!
Here's
Hurricane
evil!
Thrust! Tear!
Here's a hero! Holy land!
I'll crush you!
Man, this thing has a lot of HP.
Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
So this thing's weak to lightning, got it.
Storm! Flaming Thrust!
Eat this!
Healing circle!
I'll tear you apart!
Raging Star!
Be still! Crying Light Spear!
Infernal!
Here, let me help!
Rising! Hurricane Thrust! Soaring Light Spear! Hurricane Thrust! Here I come!
That'll bring you down.
Rising Wiper!
Here, let me help. Divine, here's a healing art. All day.
Pull nothing back!
Death Blossom.
Rending Flash! Sword Rain Alpha! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Why is it? Oh, because it's dead.
Astral energy.
Say no more!
That took more energy than I expected.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
I see one, eh?
Armor won't save you. You think that shield will save you?
We're not finished!
Leave the ensnaring to me. Yeah. Catch it out of sight.
Rising Wiper!
Glacial Spear.
Rising Phoenix! Sword Rain Alpha! Fire support! Sword Rain Alpha!
This has got your name on it.
That's my cue.
Shut him down! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Take this! Sword Rain Alpha!
Listen.
You require a hand.
A freezing storm.
I'll crush you.
Nope. That works dead.
Lightning reflexes. Tenebrous claw. There's always room for improvement.
Whose armor? Oh, shortcut recipe. That's not what I was after, but sure, I'll take it.
I won't forgive you.
No further! Now you'll learn! Rising Water!
Illuminate the
Lunar Rongo! Demon Pack! Explosive Ring! Demon Pack!
I'm only getting
Explosive Ring!
The enemy wields arms too.
You'll soon see about that.
I'm on a roll now.
Sword Rain Alpha! Demon Pack! I owe you one. Sword Rain Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! Take this! We're dead!
Now!
Yodeling! In an instant! Impact Claw!
There we go.
Seems about right to me.
If we take a left here,
The
there should
soldiers don't seem
be
to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Force
Like
Mantis.
this should be easy. I have no
Pull
limits!
myself together.
As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough.
Rending Flash! Coming through! Ha!
There we go, trigger that.
Scarlet Inferno!
I'll heal you all.
Demon Fangs! Right here!
Eagle Fly.
Demon Fangs! Explosive Ring! Demon Fangs! Right here! Explosive Ring!
Here goes.
Here I come! Eat dirt!
This one's mine.
Carve through! Hold nothing back! Sword Rain Alpha! Rending Flash! I owe you one! Sword Rain Alpha! Coming through!
Then trigger the ultimate.
Now! Scarlet Inferno!
All disasters
Hi, Owlet. And now we stop the praying mantis in its tracks and burst. And it almost.
Commander of Heaven!
You die now.
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect
They're
you'll
right
be in
here.
high demand if that's the case.
And then left. And a right. And we come to trap room.
Gotta break through. In a bind. Now we're not. Be still.
It's like trying to keep up with my wall.
Be still. Rising speed. Can't get out of this. Flaming thrust. Try harder. My turn. Dazzle. Rising speed. Denied.
Here's the eagle.
Lunar Rondo.
Pretty laser. Dance in the wind. In here.
Let's first strike.
More for the stone.
Now you see what I can do.
You're mine. Rising Wiper. Demon Fang.
Do it. This ends now.
Consider yourself.
Why would I chat?
It's on. Be still. Rising Phoenix.
You see what happened there as you crossed me.
Lightning
Shouldn't have done that.
Back into the fray.
Be still.
I'll tear you apart.
Lightning thrust.
Radiant pierce.
You're on.
Arrow squall.
I'll crush you!
Oh, that guy's dead.
Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
I'll heal you all.
Rising Wiper. Soaring Light Spear.
I need to be stronger.
Progenitor. Ooh. You're. That was a lot of pebbles. Okay. Then this is lavender. Red sage. I haven't used any of those stat boosting items. How close are we to finishing this? Oh, we're pretty close. But that's gonna be a cutscene. Yeah, we'll save right in front of there. Get over there and then we'll end. We got a couple more battles, 2, 3. There's more owls at some point. I don't know when, but we haven't completed the, we haven't got all the owls. We got all of them on Dana. And then we triggered that. Alright, you have fun.
Scarlet Inferno.
Astral energy.
Say no more. My turn. Demon Fang. Lightning thrust. I owe you one.
Do it. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Far
My
beyond the
turn.
darkest sky.
Dazzle.
In a bind?
Lunar
I
Dragon.
won't stop. Now. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
There we go. Just new couple things.
Barely a blip on our radar. Get lost!
My lord! I can carve through armor!
Lightning can
Now, while it's freely!
take it down! Illuminate the dark!
Demon Fang! Try this!
Raging storm!
Explosive ring! Glimmer Dragon! Eagle Assault! Demon Fang! Try
That
Here I come!
can't get out of this!
Rising Wyvern! I owe you one!
I'll crush you! Lightning
Man, these things do a lot of damage, don't they?
Light astrology! Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here's a
My
door!
turn! I'm on it!
I really owe you one.
Raging storm! More where that came from! Dragon shield! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There we go.
Lady Fortune must truly be...
Yeah, you know what? Sure, we'll walk up here and hit this cutscene. Or it's a teleporter. Okay, we'll end here. Thanks for watching.